Hi, this is Vorph from Samael, and you're watching Loud TV.
Young and fresh. No, I mean, 30 years, it goes so fast. We're not thinking about it, really. We're just celebrating with a new album. I think this is the best way to do it, to show the people and ourselves that we're moving forward and not, you know, going for the nostalgic act or something like this. So, yeah. We're not, and we actually had, you know, many chances to revisit our past in last year or so. No, we're not nostalgic, definitely not. Again, it goes fast, but you know, one of the reasons is he work on a side project for the city we come from. They got like 2 castles and they do like a light show thing every year, and they ask him to do the music, so he had a budget and a chance to work with a full orchestra, something he wanted to do for a long time. So he took like a break for almost a year, and that delayed the whole process for the album. But on the other hand, you know, we had the chance to come back to it with a fresh ear, and that probably helped somehow. So yeah, and then, you know, as I mentioned, we did this not anniversary, but this ceremony of opposite sets that we present on festival and on small tours for a couple of years. So, you know, all in all, 6 years ago like this. So, we changed the label, but that was not even a problem. I mean, we finished the album, and then we went to see some different options. We were happy with Nuclear Blast, that there were no bad blood between us, but it was just like, you know, there's such a big structure nowadays that, you know, we felt like we took 6 years for this album. We don't want to have like just a promotion for a week or a couple of weeks. We need to have a label who will be willing to be behind us for a longer period. And I'm not sure they will have done that, because there's so many bands and there's so many, you know, we know how the machine is working there. So I guess Napalm was probably the best shows we could do. So yeah, there is sort of not lassitude, but a sort of routine that's coming, and you want to escape that. You know, it's good to have the feeling that there's something fresh, that the people are excited as much as you are. So yeah. This is the case right now, so we're not complaining. We talked about before together, and yeah, you're right. But that was a project in the first place, and I actually decided, you know, to sort of convince the other that we should use this as a Samael album, just to have something that went over the top and, you know, were unexpected from us at that point. And I think he had an influence, you know, songs like The Truth Is Marching on Lux Mundi probably would not have been if it wasn't for that album. Same thing with Black Supremacy on this one. So, you know, we kind of dig somewhere we haven't been before, and bring something hopefully fresh for us at least, yeah. Probably some, you know, you never make everybody happy on doing whatever you're doing. And yeah, suddenly people discover us on the late side, you know, maybe with Rain of Light or something. They must have been a little bit shocked and even displeased with our choice. But then the people who knew us from the beginning, you know, I don't think they were expecting that, but they were probably surprised in a good way. So all in all, you know, things kind of correct themselves. You know, they counterbalance each other. We do it for ourselves, but you want to share it. I mean, you know, of course, this is a great feeling when you come with something. You know, for example, I talk about the song Black Supremacy that we played for the first time last week in Italy. And I think the reaction was really good, you know, and you get the feeling, okay, this is right. This is one of the reasons we're doing this, you know, to have this connection. And this is the moment where the song get his own life, when you play it live. You know, it's something to be on the record, but when you have to defend this on stage, well, that's when you know if it's good or not. And I think this is a good song. Well, you know, it's a confrontation, and you expect some reaction, and the reaction was there. So yeah. it didn't contribute directly to the album because the song was made by Xi once again, and most of the thing was already done when he joined the band. But of course, you know, we discussed things together, especially for the mix. You know, I mean, he got an ear for that. I mean, he's a producer as well. He's mixed many bands. So yeah, probably it helped. It helped. He had a fresh vision in our sounds. You know, being outside from the band. So this is like interesting to have an outside view from somebody that knows what we're all about. And yeah, I think it helped. Basically, the song was called that way. We were not sure. At some point, we wanted to call the album Samael. We thought about it. But then we had a song called Samael, and we thought maybe it will be too much focus on that song, and it will kind of, you know, I think Hegemony is a song which got some potential as well. So, you know, it was an abuse show. So we knew it would be the opener of the album already. And then, you know, the explanation of a title is up to anyone. I mean, for us, it's somehow, of course, after 30 years, I think we are doing our best album right now. And this is kind of, you know, I don't know what we're gonna do next, but this kind of rules over everything we've done before, in my own opinion. So yeah, musically, it works that way as well. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, social media takes more and more place in our life. You want it or not, you had to adapt to a certain point. We try to just use it, not as a minimum, but not be used by the media. You know, try to still keep control on it. There is a song called Dictate of Transparency, who kind of deal with this overexposure that everybody is looking for. And well, I'm not sure they're looking for this, but they had to. You had to be present to exist somehow, and you know, as a band, we know how it is as well. Yeah. And strangely enough, I mean, we got two songs. We got Angel of Wrath, who could have been called Samael somehow because it deals with some sort of mythology around the name, and the song Samael itself, which is more our vision of a connection between the people. Well, then you decide what it is, you know. Of course, there is a reference to Mars, but I think the song itself doesn't deal with that. I've seen some people saying, well, this is a communist song. I'm not sure, but yeah, you know, if you want to see it there, fine with me. I mean, I don't mind. We're not a political band, but there is generally an idea of connection. I think this is one of the main words I could use to describe part of the lyrics, but this is not just, you know, just an optimistic view on the world. I mean, it is balanced, I think. Well, we mixed with Stefan Glaumann once again, who did the mix for Solar Soul and Rain of Light, so maybe that gives some sort of similarity to the album, but I think this is rougher. It's probably a harder Hegemony than the two albums I mentioned here. Yeah, yeah, but we try to keep this sort of dynamic. The songs, they are different from each other as much as we could, and hopefully this is an album you can hear from the first to the last song without getting bored. That was kind of our goal somehow, because we were still old school, you know, we were still thinking albums, not just one song. I know people consume music differently nowadays, and you know, you just buy the two single or something like this. We were still listening an album from the beginning to the end. That's my experience of music, and you know, we wanted to have this for our album, yeah. You know, I mean, we like to play live. I mean, this is one of the reasons we're doing this as well. So it's not a problem. But then, you know, it's difficult nowadays to tour all the time. Of course, you will have some great shows, but in between, you know, it's sometimes a little bit messy. And we had the experience to play mainly festival for the last 2 years, and kind of like that too. So we definitely want to do a tour for Ceremony, for Hegemony, excuse me. But I don't know when. It's gonna be hopefully before the summer, because we had already some festival which might be confirmed soon. So we'll see. We never really tour a lot. I mean, for Ceremony of Opposite and for Above, that I think the two albums we played the most shows. but that was like less than 200 a year. So, well, this is already quite a lot, but I think, yeah, we'd rather have, you know, good shows than having, you know, a lot of messy thing here and there. Yeah, well, that was a choice we made, you know, over 20 years ago, and you know, we had this discussion a few times on the day with C, and yeah, that's true. At the time, nobody supported the idea. I mean, the label was against it, the management was against it, the agent was against it because they thought it would never work. It worked. It worked. I mean, still, of course, there is people who want us to be like a traditional band. We're not, and we're never gonna be. I mean, on the other side, you know, we did play our first album on just a couple of occasions in Switzerland under the name Worship and Ritual, and so we had the chance to play both sides, you know, to have a more traditional setup. We enjoy it too, but you know, this is not Samael. Samael is about what we decide it to be. Yeah.